Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Kerbal Space Endeavour. In our last episode we finally made it to the moon with a manned mission, and we already took our first surface sample, but we discovered there's a biome right on that ridge right there, and we want to get to it to collect as many scientific data as we can. So we have Jebediah use his EVA suit and his monopropellant that he has in his suit to get us faster and higher towards the slope. We stop midway, tumble over, and discover we're still not far enough. So we go even further away from our craft until we hit the right spot fairly close to that rock over there, which gives us new science. There we go. Finally, as you step off your lander, saying the usual dramatic speech, mission control calls up, tells you to cut the chatter and take an all-important surface sample. And we're gonna do that. The ground appears to be made of very small, sharp, abrasive pieces of grey rock. It would be probably best if you didn't rub your spaceship against that stuff. And let's hope we can get back to the lander in one piece. And yes, getting back in one piece is always a good idea, but as things happen, there are always things going wrong, even when you're just using an EVA suit. And look at things you shouldn't look at while EVA suiting. No, I should have paid attention to what I was doing and not what you were writing. Come on, aim for the lander. Maybe you'll stop at the lander. Come on, hit those legs. Hit those legs. No. Come on. No! Why, Jebediah? I am utterly disappointed in you. I should pay more attention to what I'm doing. Like, grab onto things! Do something! Like... Yes! There is friction! Yeah! He survived his surfing accident! Now let's get back to the lander before something more happens. And this time we actually do make it back to the lander in one piece without surfing over the surface of the moon. Get back in or you're safe and sound. So we can transmit that data, but we're gonna keep this and we're going to keep that. Now, should we go and check out this anomaly or not? There's northwest crater, and then this thing here is a midland crater. So if we jump over there, we could get a midland crater and then to the anomaly. However, taking a closer look at my goal to get to this anomaly, I decided that I would not have enough EVA propellant in my suit to get me there, and so that mission had to be scrapped, and we decided it was time enough to go back into space. However, we had to wait for the sun to come back around because our electricity was running fairly low. And we should get ready for departure. And once again we use the power of fast forwarding to make this a lot more snappy. So we have a normal liftoff, and we do accelerate towards our drive section that is still orbiting around the moon with Bob and Bill on board. However, I did once again frag something up. I forgot to take additional scientific data. I had a Science Junior on board and a Mystery Goo, which I did not use. And therefore we lost some science that we will have to come back and gather another time. So now we try and have a docking sequence right here, and finally the docking alignment indicator mod that you see in the left corner of the screen is working, which gives this docking, it'll just make it a lot easier, and it actually does enable me to do the docking entirely from the internal view. Because we installed cameras on the lander, we also have one of the cameras that is installed directed from our docking port. So on the bottom left corner of the screen right now you see the drive section is coming into view. Let's just zoom in there a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And you can see in the docking alignment that we are perfectly aligned right now, and now we just need to orientate ourselves properly, move towards it, and we will have done a complete internal view docking. I've never done this before. This was my first attempt on trying this, and it was actually quite a lot of fun. And I must say the raster prop mod is really awesome. It gives a really good feeling to the Kerbal Space Program experience. For any more experienced players, it is a must-have. There is also another mod that I've recently seen that allows to have an internal view from when you're launching space probes. So you're pretty much at the Kerbal Space Center and you only have data of your probe and you don't see anything. So you're just like in the control center and that's it. But I'm not that good yet with the game to do missions like that, and I don't really think you can see much of the game when I do things like that. And there we have the completed docking. We are connected, we are safe. But yeah, it is an interesting mod that is recommendable for people who are also really interested in playing it more in a realistic style, I guess. So we depleted all of the fuel and transferred all into the drive section just to make sure that we do have enough fuel to get back home. I wasn't too sure how much I needed, and we wanted to have some extra just in case. So we will leave the lander in orbit around the moon, because maybe we will be reusing it at a certain point in our future missions. Or maybe we will just leave it in space as a memorial. However, once we got everything transferred over, we got Jebediah back, we set up the undocking procedure right here. We slowly turn away, accelerate to get away without pushing upon it, and then it is just time to get away from it. And now we come to the part where we're going to head home. And the convenient part is we were at the right position to accelerate, so we get back into Kerbin's influence and out of the moon's influence. And with just some normal acceleration into the right way, we come down fairly close to the planet Kerbin and still have enough fuel to burn down even further, so we have not too much of a velocity when we will enter the atmosphere. And here I was trying to get as close as I can to the Kerbin Space Center again, so we would get as much money back as possible. But I came a little bit short right there. And yes, these are the parachutes that were mounted on in space with Kerbal attachment system. They were a little bit off, but at least the most important part is Jebediah, Bill, and Bob made it back safe and sound, and we can recover the vessel. And this wonderful mission enabled us to, yeah, we get some new ribbons, and yeah, nothing really interesting in particular, but at least something new. and we get a whole bunch new science, which we will spend on the remaining 2 nodes in this tier. And there's a lot of other things that are coming up in the future which will enable us into new missions. However, let's move on to new things. So this is the Science one. This is our first Science plane that actually works proper. And yeah, we're going to fly to different biomes and collect all of the Kerbin science with this here. And we do know that right over there is something interesting. However, on the way we find some science. And we can do a crew report. Does our craft float? Maybe we'll get to test it. Let's hope not. And let's do a temperature scan. The thermometer is busy right now. We have read this before, so let's keep it. So the Science one has 3 Kerbal Junior scientific base, and we have 3 mystery goo containers on board as well in the front section right behind the cockpit, and this really neatly stored away universal storage containers. And here I was testing out raster prop mod once again. The problem is when you use texture reduction mods and turn down the resolution of the game a little bit, these things don't look as good as they could. But since 64-bit version of the game still doesn't work properly, or it is just, let's just say it's very unstable at the moment, I have to stick with 32-bit. And yeah, so right over there is this landing strip right on that island right there, and we're gonna go and check it out. So we get rid of our thrust, we turn down both engines, get out our landing gear, and come in for a landing. The bad part about this was that I don't have any flaps or aero brakes on board, and I didn't bring a drag chute either with me, so I was coming in way too fast to land. So I had to start up again and make a turn and try again from the other way. With aero brakes it makes landing crafts like this a lot easier, and if I would have brought a drag chute, that would have also made this landing on the first pass probably successful. But I didn't plan ahead in that matter. I thought the brakes on the wheels will be enough to stop me. But let's turn around here and try to go in for another landing. Slowly and carefully. Careful, and let's get down before we run out of runway. There we go, and we have a successful landing, and now we can do new science. And we have a successful landing. Let's target this towards mission control, I guess. Will we have connection? I don't know. We'll figure it out. And supposedly we have some data to send. There. Wait. Nope. Why can't I click it? Okay, there. Review data. Transmit data. And it was transmitted. Do we have more things we can transmit? Review data. Flying over Kerbin's waters. We don't have a transmission connection. Whatever. So, what else can we see? Atmospheric scan. Looks like a storm will arrive later. We've read this one before. Biodrill scan. Oh, and it lifts our craft up again. So what new information can we gather? The sample consists mainly of slushy sand and dirt that are teeming with microbic life. They should thrive in the incubator. Let's keep the data. Laser surface scan. The water is quickly vaporized by the laser. With several decades of sustained exposure, all of the water might be boiled off, allowing for closer study of the surface below. Let's keep that. Materials study. Everything has gotten really wet. One of the samples caught fire. Whoa. Okay. Mystery goo. You sneak a taste of the goo and stuff it in your spacesuit. Okay. Ah, we can't collect more samples right now, so let's get these ladders down and do an EVA report. Nope. We need to actually be on the ground. So let's take a surface sample. You scoop up a sample of the surface. It's very humid sample, but you hope the equipment has been properly waterproofed. Alright. And the EVA report. I wish I brought pants. That is always a good idea. And let's collect all of the data that we can. Take temperature data, take pressure data, collect data. Alright, and once again we fast forward because we retrieve all the information that we have, and we still want to check out this abandoned landing strip back there. So now let's get out and get over there. But when we got close to it, we were trying to get some more scientific data, but it was nothing new that we not already had. If you noticed, I have another new mod installed, which is called Sience Alert. It is in the top right corner of the screen, and it's that file symbol with the little green stuff in it, which notifies me every single time when I could do a new science project, and therefore I will never miss again any opportunity to do some more science. However, we now get to the grassland biome, and we try carefully to land this. There we go. And as you can see on top right corner, it popped up. It tells me all the science that I can do right now. And once we hit the brakes, it's time to do that. Alright, we can do an atmospheric pressure there. And that is no new information. Oh wait, there we go. Biodrill scan. Does it have anything new for us? Nope. Let's do an EVA report. Mission control assures you don't panic. That is always good. Let's take this data, take it, and store it again. So, what else can we do here? We can now do the crew report and keep it. Laser surface scan. And a puff of smoke indicates that the surface in this area is covered with flammable compounds. More study is suggested. And material study. The materials show little sign of change, though one of the samples appears to be judging you silently. Mystery goo. The goo has splattered against the bottom of the container. It seems to like the smell of grass. While it is green, maybe it likes green things. And we cannot take a temperature scan at this moment. So we need to take the temperature data, and then if I can click it, log temperature. The temperature is quite pleasant. This would be a nice place to live. I agree, even though there's like no vegetation around. So let's get back in and get back to the Kerbal Space Center, because all of our pods have been used. No, we actually would still have one more place we could go, so actually we will need to recover the rest of the scientific data again. Collect the data here, and we forgot to take a surface sample, right? You wonder why you put on $2 million spacesuit and got into a multi-billionaire dollar rocket just to pick up some dirt. Yep, sounds about right. Alright, and you've guessed it right, we are collecting all the data, and we will lift off again to get to another biome, which is fairly close, and that is the Highlands. And if you look dead ahead, you see these nice clouds here, which come from the environmental enhanced mod, with addition to the better atmosphere mod, which gives us these really nice clouds. So once we reach the Highlands, we take a turn to bleed off as much speed as we can, and then we are trying to go in for a landing. But guess what? I frack things up. Well, maybe not right here. Or maybe right here. Yeah, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Whoa! Nope, 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 nope. We lost some engines. We lost some engines. But no worries. This was the last flight anyway, so let's gather atmospheric data. Looks like a storm will arrive. We've read that before. Biodrill scan. There we go. And nothing that we've read before. Some lasers. Closely study shows that the Kerbin Highlands are composed of much of the same material as Kerbin's lowlands. And we cannot do the temperature scan right now because we need to get the information first. So let's get back out. Oh, we already have the EVA report, as it seems. And take temperature data and take pressure data. I mean, it doesn't really matter if we collect all of this, but let's do it anyway. And of course, we need a surface sample. Dirt, grass, and some small rocks. You suspect this isn't going to be much of a groundbreaking discovery. No, it won't. So this episode I realized that our Surveyor 1 has no biome scanner on board, which we will need to find out different and new biomes in and around Kerbin. So that will be the plan for the next episode. However, we will stop right here. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name's Antilles.